In this next quiz, we're using protractors and scale drawings. So the first question is making a proper scientific measurement to measure and label each angle. So we need to measure each angle. Of course, we suspect that this angle right here is a 90-degree angle, but we should confirm it. The protractor on it, centering the hole, lining up a line along that leg, and we can see we don't bump it, and it's just about 90 degrees. So now we can label this one 90 degrees. And now we come over to this angle, again centering the hole, sliding this so that it lines up with the line perfectly. And we want to get the most accurate reading, we want to go as far out as we can. So we have 20, 30, so this is 25, 26. I think it's a little under halfway, so I would say 26.4 degrees. If I don't estimate the tenths, then I'm not making a correct scientific measurement. Since this goes by ones, the protractors has divisions of ones, I should be estimating the tenth. So now the other angle up here, can do a similar thing. Center it, make sure that line is perfect. Bring this down here to C. And so this scale happens to be 120, 130, 140, but really coming up from the bottom, it's between 60 and 70. So this here corresponds to 60, 61, 62, 63. And I again think it's a little bit less than halfway, so maybe I'll say 63.3 degrees. All right, so now we are asked to figure out the scale. The hypotenuse is actually 28 meters. What is the scale in the drawing? And we're looking for something that is 1 centimeter is so many meters. So I'm going to measure the hypotenuse. That lined up there. And then at the other end, can see I have 13.5. It's between 13.5 and 13.6. So I will say it's 13.56 centimeters. 13.56 centimeters. So 13.56 centimeters, and we have 28 meters. Well, what we know is 28 meters represents 13.56 centimeters. So if I divide this, I will end up with one number. And 28 divided by 13.56 is 2.0649 meters per centimeter. And that's what we have. 1 centimeter is 2.0649. So now we have to deal with the issue of significant digits. This number, 28, has only 2 significant digits, whereas the measurement has 4. So my answer must be reported to 2 significant digits, which is, this is the second. 6 is going to cause us to round to a 1. So the proper answer is 2.1 meters. The 6 will cause the 0 to round to a 1, making it 2.1 meters. And lastly, draw an equilateral triangle. Well, an equilateral triangle has 3 60-degree angles in it. We have to know that. So first thing I'm going to do is draw my base, and I'll decide the length of the side. I'll make it, say, maybe 6 centimeters long. like so. And now I've got to draw my 60-degree angle, like so. And I mark my 60-degree line like this, up here. I make a mark. And then over here, I make another mark. So I'm lined up at the end. And if you notice how at the end of the mark, I drew a little hash mark so it's clear exactly where the end point is. That's a good strategy to help you, but it's also a good strategy to help raters and graders. It makes it easier for them to find what you did. It actually steers them toward giving the answer that you gave as well. So now I come up here on the outside 60 degrees, make my little mark. All right, so now from this edge down here to my mark there, I could kind of guess of where the end of that triangle is going to be. And then you see it's longer than it needs to be. The other thing I can do is the first time I do it is to make dotted lines like this to indicate where it will be, and then I can trace it like so. And now, if you notice, this mark is still here, this mark is still here, and if a grader or a rater is going to check my work, having these marks here will actually show them you know what you did, and they'll actually be able, they'll tend to, when they put the protractor on there, line up their protractor with your lines. So it's more likely you'll get away with making a mistake if you do this than if you don't.